know why I'm giggling. Not my story yet. I just plugged in my phone to charge when I heard the whisper, this man right around my left elbow somewhere. And it shocked me because we were in the reading section of the Boston Public Library, and everyone was keeping to themselves, keeping quiet like you do in libraries. So I turned, and he whispered again, "Why don't you go back where you came from, you evil witch?" And as I'm looking for a reply, he adds, "You come here fresh off your boat, you take everything, and I'm not even supposed to call people gay? Who the hell do you think you are, you And bitch?" While he's doing these, saying these things, he's taking these swigs from a half-gallon jug of milk that's still in his plastic bag in front of him. I look into his eyes, and they're wild, and I bite back whatever reply is coming up to my lips because I just don't think he's quite with it. He's not well. And so I grab my phone, and I just walk away. And I keep it together all the way back until I'm in the safety of my home. And I sit down and on the bright, cheerful couch, and my husband says, "So, how'd it go?" And that's when I come undone and I start sobbing. But it should have gone really well because I spent the whole day at the Boston Book Fair as an invited speaker on 2 different panels. And before all this, I had just gotten off of reading from a story that I wrote that won this really cool contest called the One City, One Story. Readers had been asking for my autograph on their books. It was beyond my wildest dreams. It was unbelievable. And actually, it was unbelievable because, like many immigrants, I was always skeptical of recognition. Always wondering if I'd actually deserved my wins or if it was because I'm brown and I check a box somewhere that says diversity. And this book fair and the honors was supposed to have squashed that imposter syndrome, but so I wept, because what else was there to do? But then everything was happening on my left that day, a tap on my shoulder, on my left. It was our 16-year-old son from the computer behind me. And I thought I'd spared him all this high drama that I was unleashing on my family because he's got these earphones that seem permanently affixed to his ears, but not that day. And he says, "Mama, what'd that guy say exactly?" And I had to repeat those vile words. And I noticed that my son went really, really still. And then this muscle started twitching in his neck just by his jawline. And then he said, "So was this man an invited speaker to this literary event like you?" And his tone kind of threw me because it was low and it was steady and it was angry. And usually with this kid, that comes with yelling and pacing and all the other teenage stuff. But I managed to say, no, I think he was just visiting the library. And then he said, still in that low voice, he said, "Oh, okay. And did he win an award? A competitive prize, maybe? Like you?" And again, I stopped crying by this time because this 16-year-old was cutting through my grief with his cold, hard logic. And they said, "No, I don't know." And I told him that I didn't think this man was mentally quite stable, at least not that day. But the thing is, I couldn't tell him the whole thing because I didn't have the courage to say that my sadness and my fear was also mainly for him, that this lay in store for him, that no matter how much success or recognition he achieved, he would never get an equal footing in this society where he would foremost be a person of color. And so all I could do was look into those brown eyes that were unblinking and blazing with rage. And that's when I noticed that there was no fear in them, no humiliation like I was feeling. I looked down and his hands had curled into fists. He's ready for a fight. And then he rolled his chair over to me and he said, "So, you were invited as a respected speaker to a literary event where a sick, racist stranger called you some names. and now you feel worthless. Is that it? I let those words trickle into my brain, fighting words, and I felt my back straighten up, and I found myself saying, no, I'm not worthless. And my son smiled a little smile finally, and he said one thing. He said, good. Put his headphones back on, turned around to his computer and went on with his life. And I found myself thinking, he's got this. Thank you.
Chandreyee Lahiri.